Because you can be sucked in. Because, messy people are like vacuums.
Yes.
They just...
like sucking you in.
You're depressed? Nah. You must have done something to God that's unforgivable. Like, what? There's so many Jesus deputies out there. I
thought you read it. I'm sorry. But it's a book.
He forgets that I'm not American.
I'm sorry. But... Yo, it's your boy, LJ Chaplin, with Lady Siza, bringing to you Chilling With The Chaplins, where we deep dive, giving you practical concepts in ministry, business, relationship, and personal development. So we can take control of our life. Let's go and let's get it started. Welcome to Chilling With The Chaplins. I'm LJ with the one and only, my lovely wife, Lady Siza. She's in the building. You know what I'm saying? You know we're about that vibe each and every week. You know, you got me. So, sweetheart, what about we talk about not running from problems, but learning how to face them?
That's actually a good point. I mean, people often struggle on how to face problems and actually tackle them because honestly we live in a world that's just so full of problems.
Yes.
We're being attacked left, right, and center. The attacks can be external, they can be even internal, and you just don't know how to cope. And I think it comes from situations that even lead to mental health.
Yes.
So when we don't deal with them as we face them, we allow them to grow to monsters that we can actually have no longer have control over. So I believe that's a very good point. Let's discuss that with our audience and see how we can come up with ways in just dealing with these problems and, let's solve them together. Let's see how we can work with each other and help each other out on this.
And attack it. Because there is issues that we need to face and develop start developing a plan. So let's talk about them.
Sure. There's a couple of points that we're gonna bring up, and we're just gonna discuss back and forth with LJ regarding on how to actually just face these problems. There's a saying that often says that people like to say that face the problem and not the person. Attack the problem and not the person, because in most cases it's actually not even the person or the thing that's causing the problem that's making us suffer. It's maybe how we react to that problem.
Yes.
And in most cases, sometimes the enemy or Satan, whatever you want to refer it as, likes to use situations and people, but there is actually a deeper problem that needs to be addressed.
Yes, and it's something just came to my mind, just came to my thought. What the scripture said, Paul said, we wrestle not with flesh and blood.
Absolutely.
But against the principalities of this world.
Absolutely.
Against spiritual wickedness that's in high places.
Yeah.
And so
that's why when you're getting attacked by a person, most especially, you must recognize and realize that she's actually a messenger. They might not even know that they're doing this to you. They might not even be aware that they actually causing some harm to you. Some are aware. I won't shy away from that. Some people just go out of their way to just hurt people because most of them are hurting.
Yeah.
And they say hurting people hurt people because misery likes company.
Yes.
So you find that people want to drag you into their mess because they are also messed up.
Yes.
So you have to be able to identify ways in which to not allow yourself to be sucked into their mess. Because you can be sucked in, because messy people are like vacuums.
Yes.
They just
like sucking you in, right?
Suck you in, and if you're not aware, of your thoughts and your surroundings or what's happening and the noise, you can literally get sucked in and you'll find yourself in this deep hole. You don't even know how you got there.
Yeah, like you're chasing the rabbit hole, right?
Let me tell you.
Yeah, you're chasing down and going down the rabbit hole.
I am telling you.
And you know how like sometimes people just find something just to bait you in an argument or just to bait you in just to get on your last nerves.
You know why? Because some people, that's what they know.
Yes.
Our past has a lot to do with how we react. I mean, we spoke about this last week.
Yes.
On how to be able to get past your past hurts. But if you haven't been able to do that, we recommend that you watch that video actually.
Yes.
If you've not been able to do that, getting yourself out of your past, then it's gonna occasionally
they're gonna harm you.
Come back and haunt you.
They're gonna haunt you. Yes.
But if you don't have skills or a skills set or tools on how to identify when it's coming,
yes,
and how you get yourself out and run and not look back, then you're just gonna live a miserable life.
Yes, because the thing is, if you don't have the tools, the easy thing to do is to run.
Why are you running? Why are you running? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean
that's the easy thing to give up, to quit, and there's a lot of times and a lot of people that don't want to face their challenges, don't want to face their fears. They rather just run, and because I know that was me for a very long time. So they just rather run from the problem instead of attacking the problem or facing the problem. But guess what? If you never attack the problem, if you never face your fears,
you'll keep running.
Not just that, the problem will always be there.
Yeah.
It will always resist or exist. What?
Exist. Yeah.
Exist because until you face the problem, you will always and you will never get ahead.
Yeah.
You will never be able to move forward because you're running away from the problem. You feel like, what, if I just run, if I just go away, then the problem will eventually leave away. But it would not leave.
But not only that, the problem will always find its way around, coming back to you. Maybe not the way it initially came, but in a different way.
In a different way.
A good example is somebody who keeps on attracting the wrong kind of men in their lives.
Yes.
Or partner, rather. Let me not just talk about women, but men as well, because men can also attract the wrong woman, And they then start questioning, what am I doing wrong? Why do I keep attracting these crazy women, these ratchet women and whatever? Or ratchet man, or pigeon man. Remember the pigeon song? I know about, what did it go? How did it go?
I don't know.
Whatever. Okay.
I don't know.
But it was the pigeon song where this guy was always like to be like in the passenger seats and taking out his arm and, riding on people and etc. So some women attract those kind of men who just love to be taken care of by women. They don't want to pay a dime. They just like to be the drainer. And woman, what kind of man likes that? But believe me, they are. So my point is, when you don't attack these things from the word go or try to solve them, they're going to mess you up in the long run because you've practically swept the problem off under the carpet and you're not dealing it head on.
Yes, and that's not a good thing to do that.
No.
Yes.
So let's just jump on some tips from our experience, really, on how we've managed to overcome these things and face our problems. Just a disclaimer, we are not clinical professionals in any way. We're not here to give any professional advice. Whatever that we speak about on this podcast is solely our experiences and
and things that we face, things that we maybe still facing, and maybe we're still going through, because you got to realize we all is a work in progress.
Of course.
We all
under construction.
Yeah, we all under construction, and so we only gonna come from our experience and tell you what we've been through and how we may have overcame it or still overcoming the situation.
And I think that's why we started the podcast. We had so much to share. And even though we are in the ministry setting, some things you just cannot say in the pulpit, and sometimes you want to speak to the unchurched rather, and speak like regular language and not be all spiritual.
Yes.
So that's why we started this kind of platform where we are able to tackle things that we've seen, tackle things that we've been through, because we know that we're not the only ones who've been through it, and just wanting to share light and information with people who are going through, who will realize that they're not on their own.
Yes, and not be so religious. Because sometimes in the church, people can get too spiritual.
Oh, you're going through that?
Too spiritual and too religious.
Then you must have seen God. You know, I had that happen. I remember, you just reminded me, being admitted to hospital for depression. And I had, safe folks who came to my church, who came to see me, to actually not see me because they wanted to feel sorry for me, or rather pray over me, or make me feel that they are with me, in prayer and in thought, but actually just to may help me to feel even worse about my situation. Because the response was, "You're depressed?" Because of course I was in a depression ward, or a mental ward. "You're depressed? Nah, you must have done something to God that's unforgivable." Like, what? Even David was depressed. He even said it in the Bible. Like, who are you to come and judge me for what I'm going through? And that's why people are stuck in their problems, because they're afraid of judgment. There's so many Jesus deputies out there, who see themselves better than every other person, versus being the friend that people are actually looking for, or the prayer partner that people are actually looking for. So let's jump onto these points, so that we get a solution. All right, so the first point would be, how about you just embrace this discomfort, and the suffering. What did you just say, Siza? Embrace? Yes, I said embrace.
Embrace it.
As uncomfortable as that can be, but when we acknowledge, I think that's the big word.
That's the big one.
Acknowledge that we are going through this. I'm going through this. How do I solve it? That's the embrace I'm talking about. I'm not saying be in a pity party, because some people take embrace the wrong way and be in a pity party where they feel like, oh, I want people to feel sorry for me. Some people just enjoy being felt sorry for. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about acknowledging that you are going through, or there's a problem that you're facing, and not wanting to run away from the problem, but actually be able to deal with the problem head on.
Yes. And also understand that challenges can happen. You can face challenges. Understand that life does happen, and you're not exempt from facing challenges. And when we can understand that people can't talk about us, people can't step on our toes, people might talk about you, understand all the different things, whatever it may be, business, ministry, whatever it is that you might be going through in life, understand that you're gonna have some obstacles in your journey.
Let me put it this way.
Yes, go ahead.
Most things, if not all, positive and not so positive, they will allow, let me not say allow, they will make us go through some sort of challenge.
Yes.
An example would be, you're looking to fall in love. You're looking. You will have to kiss a couple of frogs before you meet your prince, right?
That's possible.
Very possible.
Very possible.
Right? You want to lose weight. Are you ready to start a healthy lifestyle? Are you ready to not eat junk when you feel like it? Are you ready to exercise, which is not the most exciting thing to do? Things like this. Another one would be, you're looking for a job, for example. you're complaining there's no jobs, but are you ready to go back in the job market?
Yes.
Are you ready to prepare a good resume that you can defend and talk about and sell yourself? Are you ready to do these things? These things come with challenges. You're not just going to get a job just like this. You got to put yourself out there. You got to sell yourself. You got to show that you're the best candidate for the job. They might not be challenges that we think, but it's still a challenge, because somebody would say, but I'm an introvert. I'm unable to express myself in an interview. How about you learn those skills? Because these are skills that can be learned. Because remember, most things that we go through or that will take us to the next level, they are just wrapped in sandpaper.
Yes.
And sometimes these things that are wrapped in sandpaper, actually, when you start to unwrap them, you'll find the most beautiful gift inside. It might not come the way you are looking at it to come, but once you open it, you'll be so surprised.
Yes. And I would like to say also, understand that when you're facing your challenges,
yes,
that there will be setbacks.
Yes.
When you start something, it's not gonna go perfect.
Not all the time.
It's not. It will not go perfect. So you will have setbacks. But even though you have setbacks, you're able to embrace it and get back up and continue the race. And that's what it's about. It's about, okay, I know setbacks gonna happen. I understand that, I might not get it on the first try, or the second try, or I might not get that job at the first shot, or the second shot, or the third shot. I might have to go to 30 interviews before I get that one. I might go to multiple banks before I get that loan. But whatever it is, understand and embracing that there will be setbacks.
Yes.
But don't run from it.
Yeah, and I think that goes to our next point, where you got to be open to support. A support network is so important. And I think that's why we started the community, where we are able to link up like-minded people who want to be better in life, who want to achieve goals like we do. And we realize that social media doesn't really play that active role. But in fact, being in a structured community does. So I want to encourage people to join structured communities. We have one, it's called
Next Opportunity Window.
And we're going to have the information in our description box below. But just be open to network with people. And, this can be even just looking at the friends that you hang around. And I think we're going to keep saying this until you get it.
Yes.
That you are the average of the five people you hang around with. And we've actually, removed certain people in our lives, people who are not serving us any longer. Things that don't serve us, we've removed them because we want to go somewhere. We have a 5-year plan. And if we keep hanging around toxic people, we keep hanging around things that don't serve us, guess what? We're pulling ourselves back.
Yes. And so that's so true. Just being around a community, because when you're around a community, when you're around positive people, it's contagious.
Yeah.
The Bible said 2 is better than 1.
Absolutely.
Because when one is down, when one needs support, when one needs to be uplifted, you got the other person who is positive to come along and give that person support.
Absolutely.
And come along to give that person help when they need it. So yeah.
And many journeys are so lonely.
Yes.
But you don't have to be alone.
You don't have to be alone.
So many people have walked the path that you've walked. So many people have, I like the Bible because it has so many lessons.
Yes,
where we learn that, anything that is happening right now that has happened to you has happened before.
Yes, it happened before.
It has happened before, which means you'll find someone who's walked the path, who's gone through what you've gone through, and they've overcome. So how about we look for such things? Like for example, the group that I've started on Facebook for alopecia women. At first I thought nobody had alopecia. Can you imagine? When there's millions of people globally who had alopecia. And we admit new ladies every day, and they all come in and say the same thing. Isn't that amazing that we all kind of think the same thing, that the problem that I'm going through is I'm the only person who's going through that problem, only to find there's millions of people. And they always express that it's so much better to know that someone is going through what I'm going through.
Yes, because what happened was when you go into a community or you go into a support group, you'll start seeing yourself opening up.
Yes.
You'll start seeing yourself being brave.
Yeah.
You'll start seeing yourself being more confident. Where the people in the group, when they were shy in the beginning,
now they're more open.
Now they're more open. Because they take it off their hair.
Yeah.
Now they take it off their hair.
Because they realize that they're in a safe space, a loving space, which is not there to judge them in any way, but actually help them to be better and to overcome whatever that they feel is a challenge. Let's move on to our next point. How about developing a plan, which could be short-term or long-term, just to be able to resolve that problem? Can you talk on that?
Yes. Well, developing a short-term, and we always talk about having a review. And right now, even like in the beginning of the year, you have these resolutions. You have these goals that you want to accomplish. And so the reason why you want to have these short-term plans so that you're able to stay focused on what you wanted to accomplish. And so it allowed you to keep your goals up front in your face. And my wife said it last week that the young lady, what she did was she had something in her ceiling.
Yeah,
so every time she looks up, she able to see what she wrote. And so every time when you have a plan in front of you, okay, this is what I need to do. And so that when you know what accomplished and what didn't accomplish.
Yeah.
And so you know what you still need to work on. So that's why you still want to have a plan so that you know what's in front of you.
Absolutely. That was so well said. And as we move on to our next point, which is work on your self-confidence and self-belief, because the things that we've spoken about before, you won't be able to attain or do if your self-confidence and your self-esteem is low. So try bring it up, and my way of bringing it up is listening to affirmations.
Yes.
And or even saying them myself when I feel some other way. I try to bring my vibration up by even listening to affirmations and meditation music that will lift me up. Just read the word or pray or meditate, something that will lift you up, or even watch comedy. Because when you laugh, there's some hormones that come out of your body that make you a happier person. That is, something as little as that can actually make an effect in your life. So work on your self-confidence.
Yes.
Work on your self-belief.
Work on
yourself.
Work on yourself. Work on your self-confidence. I don't like myself. Even with me. Working on myself just by being on this podcast, just by me talking and communicating, and helping me to become a better communication. It helping me to be able to express myself and to grow confidence where, I realize, okay, I got this.
Yeah.
I can do it. So why? Because I'm growing, I'm developing. So if I stay shy, and I stay in my closet or I stay on my wall, then guess what? I will never develop this talking in me.
So allow yourself to make mistakes.
And to make mistakes, yes.
Because you're not going to be perfect when you start getting yourself out there and getting out of your comfort zone. But just somebody said, allow yourself to fail.
Yeah.
Give yourself permission that, you know what, I might just fail at this, but doesn't matter. My failing will take me a next step to. And next time I won't maybe fail at 100%, I'll fail maybe 80%. And you keep going and going until you no longer fail, you just pass it.
You just pass it.
Because I believe Edison, who created the light bulb.
The light bulb.
They said he tried over 100 times. Over 100 times. And he kept on failing. But he never gave up. And one good example as well, just a recent one, is Elon Musk, who was trying to get that spaceship up, and it just kept on exploding. Can you imagine every time they would take off? I think it happened about 3 times. It kept on exploding. And he came back to his staff members because they were so discouraged, because they kept on trying and giving their all. He came to them and he said one thing. One statement that made them change their minds forever. He said, I won't give up trying. In fact, he said, I will never give up trying. I will do this thing until it works.
Mm-hmm.
You in and out, or you in or out. And guess what? That on a statement alone, I'm paraphrasing, made his staff members believe in that this is going to work because their leader was in it to win it. So are you in it to win it?
Are you in it to win? And another thing too that I want to bring up, because Michael Gladwell, his book, he talked about 10,000 hours, and so by you working on yourself and working on your craft and working on your self-confidence and getting better and getting growing, it gets better and better. You gotta get to that 10,000 hours to perfect what you are doing. And so if you never develop or work on your self-confidence to go out there and step out, to go out there and jump, to go out there and lean, you will never reach your 10,000 hours where you're able to have success. So you gotta work on your self-confidence to get to that 10,000 hours. So it lets you know that you're gonna fail over and over again, but you keep going, you keep working, and every time you're working on it, you're building up confidence, and then you're getting closer to your goal. You get closer.
And whilst you're doing that, coming to our next point, you're building momentum.
You're building momentum.
Because now you're on this high that, okay, I'm getting a step closer. I'm getting a step closer. One of my mentors actually just recently said to me, Siza, you don't have to wait for the whole staircase to light up. Just one step at a time.
One step at a time.
Because if you look at the staircase, it's going to be overwhelming, right? But just think of the next step. Once you reach the next step, once it's light up, guess what? The next step is going to light up. And once that step has lit up, the next step is going to light up. What does that look like in your life? Say, for example, you're going through a challenge and you just don't know how to face it. And you don't know where to go. How about the first step being taking a phone call and just calling someone that you trust and saying, hey, I just need to talk. And sometimes they might not come up with a solution, but you were able to take whatever that's worrying you internally or inside and coughing it out to someone that you trust. And what if they come up with a solution and say, hey, I actually know someone who does this, and maybe they are a friend of this person and can give you a discount? You never know. But you'll never find answers if you keep quiet and not talk about it.
Yes.
I am a strong believer in talking about stuff.
Yes. And I wanna throw in there as well, building up momentum. Because when we was a child, you remember we used to read a nursery book, The Little Engine That Could.
I don't know. I'm South African. I don't think we had the book in South Africa, did we?
That's why I said you remember we read the book that the Little Engine That Could. The Little Engine That Could, because
I remember the wheels of the bus go round and round, round and... I don't know the whatever that he's talking about.
You don't know?
No, sir. I'm South African, and some of the books that you read, we did not have.
Okay, I'm sorry, but there's a book, The Little Engine That Could. I thought you read it. I'm sorry, but it's a book.
He forgets that I'm not American.
I'm sorry, but it's a book, The Little Engine That Could. The Little Engine That Could. He's a little, he's a little train, and the mama train,
And it could do stuff?
Yes, the mama train kept saying, just keep telling yourself, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. Because, why? Because he was a little train, he was like a baby train, and sometimes you gotta remind yourself, I think I can, I think I can.
You know what that reminds me of?
You're building that momentum, and I think I can,
It reminds me of I think, animals. Birds, for example. Because they have to force their small birds to be able to fly on their own. They allow them to free fall. Just to let them learn how to fly, because they cannot always be dependent on them. So that's a good example as well. That you just, as a parent, because I can imagine the mother bird not wanting to let go of their little baby. They're just giving birth to them. But then their nature or their circle of life says, you gotta let them go.
You gotta let them go.
They gotta be able to fly on their own. Because if they don't, then they won't survive. You know, so I think it's the same thing with us as well. We just gotta let go and
continue to build momentum.
Yes.
Because as long as you don't quit and you keep telling yourself, I think I can, I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna get there, regardless what come my way, regardless what happened, I'm gonna get there, I'm gonna make it, I think I can, because every day, every time you tell yourself, every step that you make, I think I can, it's building momentum, it's building more momentum, it's building your momentum. Before you know it, you're at the end.
Yes, you've made it.
You made it.
That's
Before
why
you know
you
it,
should
you're
not
at the
look
end.
at the staircase. Just think of one step
at a time.
One step at a time. One problem at a time.
And the thing is, because sometimes, we have to say step by step, little by little, because sometimes we can try to do it every day at one time, or try to take many steps at one time. And sometimes it can be hard.
We bite off more than we can chew.
Yes, and that's what I was trying to say. And so that's why that one step at a time.
That's why I'm a mind reader.
That one step at a time is good. Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
So I think one also very good point is to schedule time to relax and rest and just self-care.
Self-care.
And self-care keeps coming up every time when we talk about facing problems and dealing with problems, because it's so important.
Now for those that always talk about grind every day, grinding is good, but there's a limit, because you have to give yourself some time to rest, recover, because I'd rather have a fresh mind.
Yeah, because otherwise, what will happen? The body will force you to.
It will force you to relax. Yes. So and that you grind. I'd rather have a fresh mind to come up with better ideas to allow me to work smart and not hard.
Yeah.
And so if I'm grinding and not allowing me time to rest, to relax, to reflect, I'm not allowing my body to work for itself or to work easy, but I'm putting more pressure on it to work hard. And we're about working smart, not harder.
Yeah.
Because you can get a lot done if you allow yourself to rest, you allow your mind to rest and to relax.
Some people, the biggest hustlers and most millionaires, they tell you work hard and play hard. You gotta have the balance, because if there's no balance, then you will crumble.
You will burn out.
Yeah, you will burn out, and you won't even enjoy the process of making that money, because your body's so tired. And like I said before, the body tells you. You just gotta learn the skill to listen to your body when it says it's enough. That's why people have breakdowns. That's why people have blackouts, because they don't listen to their body, and the body will give us warnings to say, hey, I'm tired, take a pause. And taking a pause doesn't mean that you're running. Taking a pause doesn't mean that you are not facing the problem. It just means you're taking some time out. That's why when a child is being rowdy, in America, they don't smack them, like a little beating on the little bum. They go, time out, 2 minutes. Oh, I don't think it's effective. This little rascal will come back and just rip out the whole house again after the 2 minutes. Anyways, we're not even there. My point is, as a grown-up, as an adult, timeout is critical.
It's critical.
Timeout, even like taking a walk down the shore, and just daydreaming and looking at the sea and hearing the eagles, the birds and whatever, seeing people licking on ice cream, whatever, but as long as you're not dealing with the problem face on at that point in time, then you can, have your mind rested, then you can go back and reboot when you go back home, and now you're able to deal with the challenge with a clear mind.
With a clear mind. And that's what you want. You want to have a clear mind when you're facing challenges. Because when you have a clear mind, you can come up with a better plan.
Absolutely.
Let me say that again. When you have a clear mind, you to come up with a better plan, and you can embrace your challenges a lot better.
Yes.
Because your mind is clear. If your mind is busy, it's going to be a lot harder to embrace and to face your challenges. And so, you want to have that rest so that you're able to have a clear mind.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we close, I want to say, go back to the question that we asked. Is it okay to run away from your problems? And the answer is in a big N-O. It might be uncomfortable to face the situation. It might, take a lot out of you. It might even require you to invest in, professional help. But you cannot run forever. Because when you run, it will catch up on you.
Yes.
You gotta face problems heads on. You gotta get help.
Yes.
Before it gets out of hand.
Or while you're facing a problem, you might have to take inventory of the people around you.
Of course, we mentioned that earlier.
Yeah.
That you if it means you're dumping some friends, I'm a big fan of dumping people.
Yes, my wife would dump people with the quickness.
The lock and
with the
quickness.
quickness.
Lock and do it.
But if they not,
it's free. It doesn't cost a dime to block and delete. Because guess what? Your energy, your peace, it's so important.
It is.
I love you, but from a distance, alright? From a distance. I have nothing against you. But I don't want people who are going to drain my energy. No, sir. No, sir.
I'm trying to think of a saying that you're like, if you're not the problem, then they are the problem.
Yeah.
And so you gotta check and take inventory of who around you, because sometimes the people around you could be causing you problems.
Or maybe you're the one who's the problem. maybe you're the common denominator.
That's true.
So that's why I take myself out of the equation.
That's so true.
Because if we keep hitting heads, then maybe I'm the problem.
Maybe you gotta leave out.
And maybe I just gotta leave and find people who will get me.
Yes, that's true too.
Because you can't always blame people.
Yes, that's right.
You could be the problem.
You could be the problem.
And when you realize that,
that's so true.
Am I, not able to keep friends? Check yourself.
Check yourself. Because you gotta remember, because you're like in marriage, everybody always like blaming the husband or the wife, the other person. It was the other person.
But never taking responsibility.
But if you was in more than one relationship and you being faced with the same problem, eventually you gotta look.
Common denominator.
You gotta look at yourself like, hold on. You know what? Maybe I'm the problem.
Let's solve X. Did you solve X at school? Let's solve for X. Did anybody ever solve for X? Oh my God. Like, what torture? Why are we even using X in life? Yeah, I'm telling you. Anyways, well, we've come to the end, and we hope that this topic, you took something out of it, and you learned a little bit, a few tricks and how we handle stuff, and hopefully, you'll be able to share this with your friends and families that are going through as well. And maybe if it's not, you might not be going through that right now, but you never know in the near future what might happen. So we talk about these things because they affect our lives.
Yes, it
and
does.
we'd like to mention that this podcast has been sponsored by
Next Opportunity Window.
Yes.
A community that's about networking. A community is about learning and growing, where we're able to share content, exclusive content on a daily basis with themes that we can start developing a routine. A community where there's masterminds going on, webinars, monthly webinars, and challenges, so that we're able to be challenged to be better,
to do better.
Yes, so that we can begin to start taking action and not procrastinating.
Yes.
And so that's what this community is about. It's about us, passionate
about this community.
Yes, those
Just join the community,
Yeah,
okay?
those
So he
that-
doesn't know, keep explaining it?
those that feel unappreciated and unsupported, overlooked, or our introverts. You know, you can feel comfortable and welcome to express yourself.
Come and meet other like-minded people.
Exactly, and network with other people.
Yes.
So, yeah, we thank you. And like I said,
Listen, subscribe now.
Subscribe.
All right? If you have, thank you so much. If you haven't, don't watch for free. Okay, watch for free because it's free to subscribe.
Yes, it's free.
But just press the button. It's so easy. Just ding. It doesn't take time. It's just a second. Anyways, also would love to be your friends on social media. Please follow me at LadySiza1 on Instagram. And LJ?
Yes, you can follow me at Get Inspired by LJ on Instagram as well as YouTube, and you can follow us
At Chilling With The Chaplins.
Chilling With The Chaplin on all platforms, and you can listen to the audio version on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Amazon Music, where we always say follow us, write a review, and give us a rating. Your rating, your reviews, it helps us. It goes a long way so that we're able to grow the channel and we're able to get where we're able to climb up the charts. So we thank you for everything that you do to help us to grow this platform. And thank
Thank you, Chaplain Chillers.
Yes, thank you, Chaplain Chillers.
We love and appreciate
it. And we just thank you that you're growing with us, and we thank you that you're able to come with us on our journey.
Yes.
Yes.
So we're gonna skedaddle now.
Yes.
And we will see you
next week. Take
Goodbye.
care. Bye-bye.
Yo, it's your boy, LJ Chaplin, with Lady Siza, bringing to you Chilling with the Chaplins, where we deep dive, giving you practical concepts in ministry, business, relationship, and personal development. So, we can take control of our life. Let's go, and let's get it started.